What do you normally do in your stagnant time? As a person who's very goal-oriented and very driven in my 20 years old, I feel like stagnant time is unacceptable for me. And the more I feel I cannot accept my feeling, I cannot accept the circumstance, the worse it's become. So 1 year ago, I was in depression. I didn't find joy in any activities, even doing simple things like what I liked before. It's just so difficult for me, and I didn't find any motivation to do anything. Even I have a lot of ideas on what I want to do and what I want to achieve in my life, but I feel like I don't have any motivation to do any of those things. And nothing seems to be inspiring enough for me to move forward. Even I know that my potential and I can do everything that I put my mind to, but it's something that holding me back, and it's just like a dark cloud around me that I feel like I was deep into that cloud, and I don't know how to get out of that. So depression is something that is a little bit like boredom. When you're in that, you feel everything is comfortable and you have everything handled and you don't need to think much about anything. But then for me, I had a need that I want to share my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions. And when I was with my ex-boyfriend, what I loved spending time with him is that every night before we sleep, I always share about my thoughts and my philosophy, my thinking during the day. And now he's no more with me, and that's why I still have that need. I want to use my voice. I want to use my speech to talk about things that I'm going through. And that's why I created this podcast. And I wanted to become an international public speaker. I want to speak in Vietnamese and I want to speak in English. So that's why this podcast is 2 languages. At the beginning, I had a lot of fear around speaking in English because I know that my pronunciation, my accents, and everything is not right, but I still want to talk in English. I still want to express myself and talk out loud. So being stagnant time for a person who is very driven and ambitious is like a crisis. And I don't recognize myself anymore. I feel like I lost a part of myself and I don't know how to get it back. I remember when I was in my early 20s, I was full of ideas. Also, I do everything for fun, and I don't care much about money. That's why I got famous, doing what I love to do. And then it came to a time where I was so dependent financially on one of my ex-boyfriends. And that time getting out of that relationship, I needed to stand on my own feet and start thinking about how that I can make money. And then I go to the business field and the building wealth field. Only that time I can get back on my own feet. And last year it was one of my difficult breakup. And that time I was in depression, and the breakup just add more to that, like I was in the bottom of depression, and then I have no bottom to go down anymore. I need to find ways to climb up. And I realized that what kept me being in that relationship because of the comfort zone, and I felt like I want to depend on my ex-boyfriend support emotionally. And why not? I cannot do it, for myself. Why I cannot just do something with my emotion? Later that year, I want to just go do things that I feel the most, which is to run advertisements, to start expanding my business in a different markets, and to start a podcast and to join different courses. So for me, like when you're in the bottom, it's when like you really want to go out of that by doing something that you really fear doing. And now I feel like I don't have any fear anymore. I just feel like if tomorrow I die, if I lost all the money, if I lost everything, I don't have any fear around that. And that is dangerous. Because when you don't have any fear, it's good, right? You can do whatever you want. But also, it gives you like numbness in your emotions. Like whatever you do today, you don't care about tomorrow and other things. Who cares? So depression is something is like that. You don't feel anything apart of sadness, a part of stagnant, a part of not knowing what to do and don't have any inspiration to do anything. And then you feel more depressed when you know that you are depressed. You keep putting you down because you're in stagnant time, and you should not be that way. Who say that you should not be stagnant? Who say that you should not be sad and emotional, or lack of drive, or lack of ambition? So in your life, you will come through many stages. Some stage you want to grow, you want to aim high and then, go quickly. But also there are times of your life where you just do nothing. And doing nothing is the best thing to do. So what I discovered today is that to talk about my feelings and be okay with being in stagnant time, with doing nothing, and continue being grateful for everything you have, and stop taking, like putting blame or guilt or shame on yourself because you don't do anything. You still in this world because God has some mission for you. Even now is the time where you don't see any mission yet, but it will be a time where you need to come out of depression, when you need to come out of stagnant time, and then you blossom. And then that's when the mission comes. In life, you need to go through every stages of life. Victory, sadness, betrayal, disappointment, stagnance, depression. You need to go through all life. And then you will find out how to live your life and to share that with people so that they know that they're not alone in this world. So this podcast episode is not about self-development. It's not about telling you to go further, to aim higher, to be ambitious, to be more famous, to make more money, but to be okay with not being okay. Thank you for listening, and I come back in another podcast.